Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nikki Starr, and welcome to another episode of The Ultimate Woman. And today I'm here with Angelica, and she just completed her 3 months. So we're celebrating her today. Hello, beautiful Angelica.
Hi.
We're so happy to have you here. So tell us about how was your experience overall in the Ultimate Woman program?
It was so refreshing, empowering, grateful. My heart is full of gratitude because there was so much within just the 3 months that I was able to accomplish for myself, and with the support of the women who were also in the program and you, Dr. Nikki. I just really took myself from a place that I've always known I could be and just ran with it. And I'm so, like I said, just full of gratitude for having found the program and taking the time to invest in myself.
Beautiful. So I would love to share about some of the specific transformations that happened with you and for you and to you during the program. So tell us a little bit, like what was going on in your life when you first came to the program?
When I first started, I was living with my mom, and I had been with her for almost 3 years, and I was saving money. I was in my job that I am as a flight attendant. I was like, well, I'm rarely home, so it just made more sense. But what didn't make sense was the feeling of not having my ultimate freedom, for myself. So I had started in my mom's home, and Dr. Nikki, when you shared with me what was coming through to you that you thought I needed to hear. And I remember you asking me, I don't know if you want to hear it or not. I'm like, please, this is why I'm here. And you shared to me about my living space. It was like, that was like a light bulb just went off. It was like so much of what I had known for so long, probably like the past year. And it's interesting because prior to me coming into the program, I had set a goal for myself to move out, but it was like I set this goal and this was the goal. So that was one of the biggest things was my goal to get.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you too, because, obviously intuitive guidance comes for every single woman. And, you kept talking about this future house you were going to buy, like in the future. And really, a big part of the ultimate woman is like, live your ultimate life now.
Yeah.
And when you're in that high vibration, like living how you love, doing what you love, being who you know you're here to be, everything else starts to manifest. So you even like manifested a place that was like exactly all the things you wanted for this eventual house that you would maybe buy someday, like proximity to the ocean and all the things. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about, what was the difference between the goal that you set and like, why did it change in the ultimate woman?
Becoming clear was a big thing that that you kept telling us about, and sitting there and getting from the unstuck place of my thoughts and putting them to paper about what exactly it would feel like to be in my place. One of the big things was being right down the street from my favorite outdoor yoga that I can ride my bike or skate to. So just really getting those thoughts from the dormant place of my mind and to the paper. And then once I saw them, it was just like so exciting. They came to life literally. And then the action steps to like, okay, do this, then this. And it literally all just came. It was really magical. Well, it all came. I had to obviously do the work, towards it. But there was something about, like I said, getting those thoughts from that place of just there to like there and seeing it and knowing it was and being held accountable was a big thing for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It gets to be easier than we think. And I'm so grateful to hear you say how like it just like magically happened, because that's kind of really how it happens. Like, yes, you need to put one foot in front of the other and take the action steps, but that's the beauty of entering into a program like this, because like you said, the accountability. And I've heard you share, and I know in your testimonial, your written one, you have shared about like being in the space with other women who are also like achieving big things, et cetera. So how did that help you?
That was definitely helpful in the sense of, you know, it's like, I'm right here with these women. Like, I've done the same things to be a part of this program as they have. And although we're on different paths and have different goals, and it was this feeling of like, but I'm essentially no different if I'm right exactly, you know, where they are. So that was definitely, and just hearing their accomplishments. And I think even one thing was like, with the coffee thing, trying to it was like, that was something I also wanted to try to do, was limit, you know, my caffeine intake a little bit more. One of the girls was doing that as well. So it was just, it just felt so aligned with, despite the fact that, like I said, we all had different paths and different goals, it still was like similar in the sense that we were all on a similar journey together.
Yeah. And you're speaking of something that's really powerful that happens where we can literally sync up to other people. That's why working with coaches and healers is so powerful, because like, if they figured it out, like, and you're in the same area, it's like energy is contagious. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, I can do it too. She did it. I can do it. And it's like, we're all like riding each other's wave.
Yeah.
And I like to say it's even like exponential healing and growth when we're doing it as a team. Cause it's like, imagine you got like, you just went to the gym by yourself, or you went to a gym class, and like the class is going to push you to go harder. And so the same is true for the ultimate woman, essentially.
Yeah. And same with like, when you say that, I think of yoga and just the energy of being with everybody else who's doing it is like, it's real. It's an energy that really does affect, you know, my own energy. So it was similar in the program with the women.
Yeah, beautiful. It was so wonderful. And I mean, I feel like also you kind of like came more alive and even into owning your spirituality during the program. Like, it was something you kind of started with yoga and meditation. And how has your experience in the Ultimate Woman kind of opened you up spiritually?
The rituals was a big thing, you know, even to this day, I never had altars before. And now I can't go without having my altar, like, you know, wrapped up in my little travel case and going with me, and my candle I do bring along. So there was a powerful feeling of embracing the unknown, because as I described to you, rituals was new to me, but I think that took me to a whole another level of my spirituality, to embrace something unknown that works and has worked in the past for many, you know, traditions before us. It was like, so then why can't it work for me? So I just embracing that and trusting the process and doing, you know, the homework and the things in the guidebook, definitely has up leveled me and my spirituality, and I'm excited to just continue it forever.
Yeah, so beautiful. And actually, I don't think we've ever touched upon this. So just for the ladies who are tuning into this program is very different from like other coaching programs, because it's not just coaching, it's also spirituality and healing, and it activates your inner priestess and like your mystic, like even like your witchy woman that can like, you know, when you think of like potions and spells, like you can manifest things and make things happen. That's kind of what we do in the program too, but in a grounded way. So we're really mixing practical with mystical. So our magical and practical, and we really bring it together. And this is where you realize you don't have to do it all on your own, or like make it happen. Like, there's divine support, there's grace, and it allows us to manifest our life with more femininity and in a more relaxed way. So the other thing that I also wanted to touch upon that I thought was such an awesome manifestation was connected to money with you as well. So, you know, when we do go through money mentality in this program as well. And Angelica had such awesome results. And when she was like sharing it with us, they're like, oh my gosh, like, can't even believe that that kept happening. And so maybe, Angelica, you want to share a little bit about what was your kind of money mentality coming into the program, and then how has it shifted, and what results did you actually physically see that showed you were making some changes?
Yeah. So I think starting the program, my money mentality was really about like having the fear of like it not being there. Like, I would have it in large amounts and then it not be there. But I even just, you know, paying to start the program was a big release of that, and that money mentality, because it was this idea that once it's out there, that energy of even money being out there is more going to come back. So yeah, there would just be times that, I mean, more people would just give me money. I just, even in the forms of gift cards, you know, cash, even I like ideas, you know, money ideas. Like I would talk to, you know, people on my planes who are, you know, business minded. And even that to me was a form of not physical money, but a way that eventually I can make it into money somehow. So just releasing, you know, wounds that I had and never really recognized, because again, until I put everything on paper and realized like, oh, you know, that's why I think like that. Yeah, things just started. Yeah, I just, as I released it and let go of it, just kept coming back 10 more. So
Amazing. Yeah. And so really healing, do you want to share what any of those old, like what those beliefs were? And then the moment that you, was it that you kind of didn't want, I think one of them was like you had something about receiving money from other people because you felt like I can do it. Like, you don't need to help me.
yeah.
Right? Was that one of them?
Yeah, being just, I'm a very like independent, you know, hardworking woman. Sometimes receiving money from men for me can be difficult. Even just, I mean, even my dad. And it was actually one time my dad, just knowing like his financial situation, he said, let me give you some gas money. He said, no, dad, you know, it's okay. So then I left, and it just so happened I had to come back because he needed me to come back. And then the second time around, he had the money to give me. And this time I just, you know, took it and received it. So really, yeah, really learning to cut those blocks, because realizing I was, you know, blocking further abundance into my life by thinking from that mentality. And yeah, I think that.
So then what was happening with your job? Then you started getting like all these money tips, right?
Yeah, people in the planes are just, and it would be to the point where they just like put it in my apron, or this one person like put it in a note. I thought it was just a note, but then in the note there was the money, and it happened literally like in consecutive days at a time, which had never, in the almost 4 years I've been working, it never happened so frequently like that. So once it started working like that, it was like, okay, there's something working here. So it just excited me and motivated me to like continue with the healing of the, you know, money mentality, and see what more it could bring into my life.
So beautiful. I just love hearing your results, seeing the results, and yeah, like such a gift. And is there, let's say if there was a woman who was thinking of, well, I guess, like, what would you say were some of your, I'm going to get to that question in a moment, but what would you say were some of like your favorite things that you're going to definitely take away from the program?
Definitely the gratitude practice. That was a big one. It was a different way to be grateful, because I share the gratitude practice almost every day with people, just, you know, for them to really reverse their, and I have somebody that I fly with, he texts me to this day and says like, thank you so much for showing me that. And when I wrote to him, like, he gave me his 3 gratefuls, just like my boyfriend, my cat, and I was like, yeah, but I want to ask you why you're grateful for those things. And he was saying, you know, that was big for him, because he was like, as he went on and read them before he like sent it, it made him just like even more grateful because of the why part. So the gratitude part was a really big part, because every day and every thought I now recognize, which I recognized before, but even more so now, that it's like, what you appreciate really does appreciate. So if you can just live in this place of gratitude always, and having to write our gratitudes every day. And sometimes if I missed a day, because it was 3 a day, I'd have like 15 to do at one time, but why not over flood my heart and my mind with things that I'm grateful for. And you think it's hard, but once you start going, like, you just keep going. So the gratitude practice definitely was a major takeaway. And again, the accountability, those live calls were really helpful to get on there, and just, it was like everybody had when it's like, okay, who wants to go first? Everybody has this like hesitancy, and then it's just like, okay, you just open up the gates. And then once the gates are open, it's like, feels just so supportive to, just get it off your chest and to get feedback, and then feel so complete. That's always what's asked at the end. Do you feel complete? Does that feel good? So those are some of the biggest takeaways that I have.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I think that's also the beauty of this program is that we have the live coaching calls, and it's an opportunity to get like real-time coaching, healing, intuitive guidance. And a lot of times it's the intuitive guidance that's like the big shifter to bring us on our path.
Yeah.
And yeah, like and I'm so proud of you too, because you really listen to it. Sometimes the women take a little while and you were just like, okay, yeah, nope, it feels right. You're right. I'm doing it. And then you did. And it's just so beautiful to witness that.
Yeah. And speaking of listening to it, like you said, it's so different from a one-on-one, because to have the other women is like, once your turn is done and then it's their turn to listen in on their, question or concern about their life. It definitely, you can take something from theirs as well. And that was a beautiful part. It was like group coaching in the sense that it's like might only be their question, but somehow I can relate in some sort of way. So it's like you get like just more support from not only your own question.
Yeah, exactly. And you're really speaking to like how to use the program in its highest potential. And you really showed up to do that, and like staying to listen to the other women. And it is so powerful. And we really learn from each other, and such a gift. And so before we go, if there's a woman who's thinking about doing this program, or someone, what would you say to a woman who is thinking about it, or you thought they should do it? What would you share?
Just don't think about it anymore. Just do it. Because if it was a thought, like I said before, it's something that wants to become manifest. And until you take it from a thought to an action, it's just gonna like rot. It feels like it's just you're gonna go to like the future and thinking like, I should have, could have, would have, and you just don't know the power and the magic that's behind taking the chance on yourself. And I remember when when Amber and I had the consultation call, and she was like right away, like, well, do you have savings? And I'm like, oh gosh, she got me, because, I did have this, money that just sat there for so long. It's like that I had no idea that what I was just letting sit there, had all this potential to like transform and change my life this way. And it just took, don't think about it, and having the like 24-hour, time from the consultation to when the offer would expire was big, because it made you just like take action. So for those who are thinking about it, I just say, just stop thinking about it, because if you can find a way, if there's some kind of way, just do it. You won't regret it. You won't, it just will be, in my opinion, one of the best decisions you can make for yourself.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. You're such a gift and a light in the program. I'm sure we're going to see you back.
Yeah.
And lady, she really spoke to how you are your biggest return of investment. So if you are wondering what to do to up level, investing in yourself is the biggest thing. And really going through these kinds of experiences to up level and reach higher potentials is huge. So thank you so much for sharing that wisdom. And it was such a pleasure to have you. You have just evolved and transformed and up leveled into such an ultimate woman. I really feel you more as a woman now too. I don't know if you feel that too, since you came in. And we didn't even touch upon your embodiment goal, but maybe quickly you even want to share, like, how are you shifting with your body and how you see yourself and all of that?
Yeah, just feeling like also accepting where I'm at every day is important too. So, and just feeling more motivated and inspired, like I said, writing out the goal in the way that I embodied it in the present is motivates me every day to like stay on top of my consistency with where I'm trying to reach. So I definitely feel just more in tune with my body, and know that and have no doubts that by what I set on my goal, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. And you've mentioned even like you are doing all the different things with like a trainer, and you're taking all the action steps to make it so, and you're like motivated and inspired, and you even seen some change with when you put your clothes on and all of that too, right?
And really,
Yeah. So beautiful. I applaud you so much for showing up for yourself and doing this great work. It's been such a pleasure to be with you here today. Thank you, darling. And for all you ladies who are interested in the Ultimate Woman program, you can go to ultimatewomanuprising.com/consult and book your consult there. And we'd love to share more about it with you. Sending you all love and wishing you a beautiful day, and see you next time. Bye for now.